Good afternoon. I want to thank everybody who joins us in Ukraine Media Center Ukraine Forum today. It's my pleasure to see all of you here at our platform where we are about to present and draw the finalists of the Eurovision 2024 National Selection Contest. For the second time in history, we become a partner for national drawing. And now I want to pass the mic to the moderator of this event, Timur Miroshnychenko, commentator and presenter at Eurovision National Selections. Timur, please, the floor is yours. Thank you. Hello, everybody. Hello, let me go up the stage. If you allow me, because it's quite an important event. I'm happy to see this number of people here. I'm sure that this broadcast is being seen by a lot more people, and we're confidently moving to the national final, to the final of our national selection, the third, yes, third, can I say so? Yeah, on the 3rd of February, we will have the final, the drawing. The artists are ready to come up the stage. Everybody is ready. Which I see a lot of microphones and cameras here, which evidences the interest to the Eurovision, which means everybody is a fan of Eurovision, right? Well, no matter what, but whether you're representatives of fan clubs or journalists, still today we're making yet another big stride in the direction of finding out who is about to represent a country in Malmö, Sweden this year. The blue and yellow... Who will carry the blue and yellow banner of our country on their shoulders? You know who are these people? Dmitro Shurov, piano boy, a musical producer of national drawing for 2024 national contest. Let's talk a little bit later, but now we only introduce you, Oksana Skibinska, the head of Ukrainian delegation at Eurovision, Suspilne broadcaster, and Volodymyr Zavoduk, head of 1+1 Media, producer, who is this year responsible for television broadcast, where it will be looking like on your screens. So we'll talk with our participants a little bit later, because it's fair to have all of our conversations in presence of the protagonists of this year's show, this year's selection, our finalists, those who were able to make it through shortlist, long list, additional votings. So you know there are 11 finalists who go by alphabet, and we will invite them right now to our studio, watching the fragments of their songs on the screen. Let's go! Alona and Jerry Hale. Please take your seats. Anka! So, volume down. Then comes Drevo. Let's greet Ingrid. Melovin. Nahaba. Nazva. Skylar. Then come Yahodi. Як так? And Zifferblatt. Hell of an applause for all of our finalists. Almost everybody was able to come, able to make it to the studio. Well, we have another mic here, Dmitro. It seems like this one is for you. It's the result of your work. Well, hello everybody. I want to greet everybody, journalists, artists, the fans. I have a little bit of deja vu because last year I was in the same seat, but under different circumstances. Many people wanted to take those seats. Drevo and Zifferblatt were already drawn on the long list, and now they are finalists. And Skylar, you were present on that list too. Well, it's cool. It says that everything is developing, things are moving, people keep working on themselves. It's not quite what I was going to say, but it means that, first of all, I would like to express my respect to all of the musicians, everybody who was taking part in the draw, because you're on the stage when you have, well, when there is no turning back, nothing can be changed, all of the songs are already approved, we know about it, and it means that you are quite brave people, you know, because during times like this, during this uncertainty, during the times when our Ukrainian society can hate everybody to the extent that you cannot even imagine, well, you make a step forward and you say, yeah, I'm going to represent Ukraine. I'm going to compete for Ukraine. I made my music. I trust in it. And, you know, I want to swear here, but it's a cause for respect, you know. Once again, I want to thank everybody. I'm a musician. It costs a lot. We know that people are the most valuable thing in Ukraine. You are the people of art. You are of incredible value, and I want to tell it to Ukrainian public who will see those wonderful musicians who are going to evaluate you, who will unexpectedly pick one of you. So, you know, Ukrainian national draw, in the beginning you asked whether there are fans of Eurovision. Yeah, there are fans of Eurovision, but I'm sure there are also people who are the fans of Ukrainian draw, because it's a unique event of hell of an importance. It's kind of a school where all of us as a society, we accept other tastes of other people. We get familiarized with Ukrainian music, which is very diverse. 11 very diverse songs, diverse artists, and we try to, you know, and we try to make it, even if you don't like the song, if you hate it, you still have to value every single people who is in Ukraine, either in art or in science, in the armed forces, though everybody who does their thing. So dear Ukrainians, please make conscious choices, listen to those damn songs, listen to them attentively. Don't vote just because everybody runs to vote or someone gets more views than others, but views are good, okay? Because before the global glory, before the streams, before everything that you want as musicians, every Ukrainian artist wants acceptance. Acceptance by their audience, by their people, by their country. It's important, so let's demonstrate it to us that we are ready for that, and let's make this draw in the atmosphere of acceptance, oblivion, and let's enjoy this moment, cherish it, cherish this moment of our history. Thank you very much. That's it for me. Well, wait, don't pass the mic. You've said, like, listen to all of the songs. There were 15 seconds of which songs. I think you follow all of our artists on Instagram, and they say that the premieres will be on the 12th, but maybe we can hear the songs somewhere else. Well, everything is gonna be on YouTube today. Well, one day earlier, then it says in your accounts, yeah, everything is in YouTube, so listen, view, share, it's cool music. So Suspilne broadcasting on YouTube after our conference, after the draw, it's an important component that we will be back to pretty shortly. We will be able to hear all of the songs of our finalists, but just a little bit of statistics to outline. Well, dude, music is my thing. I don't know the statistics. So you don't remember 398 or 400? Well, two were mine, but they were not accepted. So 389 applications from more than 200 artists. Well, thank you. Thank you. I think we will get back to you with more questions, but let's give the floor to Oksana. Please tell us more officially, more formally about this draw. Good afternoon, everybody. It's really not so simple national draw, national final, because it's the second one going on under the conditions of full-scale war, which influences all the spheres of our life. But no matter what, Suspilne broadcasting aspires to have the Ukrainian artists to represent their music, represent Ukraine, to have the platform where, regardless of the war, they can introduce their song, their art as the new artists, as well as those who have something already in their portfolios. So now that we cooperate with DIA, which we appreciate a lot, we can pick who will represent us in the international stage, because every international platform, every vote is important for us to make sure that Ukraine is heard, Ukraine is known, and our voices are heard by international community, and Eurovision is one of such platforms. So now during this war we keep working on this. All of our artists, all of our singers that we take pride in, we had a lot of vibrant, diverse music, and the message of today's national draw, and the message that will persist within the next couple of years, that Eurovision is the musical DNA of our nation. It will be a thread going through the national draw, and that will go through final as well. And all of the artists who were applying for the final, for the national draw, is one of the planes of our national DNA, something that every Ukrainian is fighting for. Culture is an important component of nation, and I want all of the Ukrainians to be engaged in this process, in process of selection. Which plane of musical DNA will represent us on the international stage? Under the conditions of war in Ukraine, we still try to continue this tradition that we've established earlier, at least to be sure that the maximum of Ukrainians are involved in selection, in voting. It's one of the new things this year that we have 11 finalists, not 10 of them as previous years. So we continue working with DIA, and next week Ukrainians will be able to pick the jury who will select 50% of the finalists. It won't be a simple choice, so please vote on DIA, because 50% of the finalists will be picked by the people to whom you express your votum of credit. So we try to do it in the most democratic manner possible to make sure that it's only Ukrainians who choose which voice should be heard on the stage of Eurovision in Malmö, Sweden this May. Thank you. Thank you very much. Volodymyr Zavarev and the team are responsible for the TV version, what is going to look like on the screens of your TVs and on the screens of the TVs all around the world, because our drone is being watched way outside of our country. You were involved in creation of national draw. Finally, you've made it. So my first question is, why so much aspiration to Eurovision? Hello everybody, it's my pleasure to see everyone here. I know a lot of people in this studio. You know, I like the words of Metro. We want Eurovision this year to be about equality, environmentalism, tolerance, music. And the words of Oksana, that culture during the war is extremely important. We are either in the rear, and where we understand how important it is to fight for our culture. Talking about Eurovision, I think that the fate of the finalists is already familiar to us, especially those who were trying to apply for the previous draw, so I'm not going to conceal it. We've applied for participation in the art contest, but only this year we won, because we think that we've learned our lessons from the previous years. We've looked at different angles at the national draw. Why do we want to do this? Because really all the life of our team, my team, is associated with music, and we have a lot of participants from other countries, from The Voice. And it's incredibly important for us. Also, our production, Big Brave UNs, who won the art contest together with the Suspilne broadcaster. We've organized important events in the beginning of the war, such as Save Ukraine and Brace Ukraine, with the participants of Eurovision, who were supposed to bring the world around the support of Ukraine. And you were the one present at those events too. So we have things to say. We want to demonstrate the way we see the national selection, national draw this year in cooperation with Suspilne, and clearly with huge respect we treat everybody who was preparing the national draw before us. But taking into account the slogan that music is the DNA of the nation, we want to make sure that you hear it in every single piece of national draw. We want to get Ukrainian traditions united with the modern age. It's important for us. We wanted to be on a great scale. There are a lot of things that I cannot still disclose. You'll find out later, but I understand you, and I know that you want to find out something. And from what I can say is that there are 3 presenters waiting for you. Probably you may see some of them shortly, and we will have a lot of intervals. We work on their scale. And I think it will be a moment of cooperation with the stars, with the artists, with those who already represent Ukraine, whose voice is already heard. It's a great honor for us, and we want to make it in the best way possible. Thank you. Thank you very much. Well, I suggest, well, I'm sure you have questions to our speakers, maybe to our artists. You will have this opportunity a little bit later, because we have another very important component of today's meeting is the draw of the numbers, under which number they will be walking out, not as on a big Eurovision, as they make it one half and another half. Now here we have the draw, and you identify the ordinal number under which you show up in the final. So just like you were coming here in the alphabetic order, you will come to draw your number. If you're ready to start, let me go down the stage, not for me. Give me another mic for the artists, not for me. So Alona and Jerry Hale, please come up to the jar. Well, let's stand me on one side and you on the other side. I hope all of you remember that Alona, for the first time, is a participant of National Draw. Jerry Hale was a finalist twice already, and after the second time you said Laveravin, but then Alona comes. And so how did it happen? Why are you here with Alona, not on your own? Well, we've discussed it last year with Alona, actually. And maybe last year it just happened so that this year we try us for sure. We have a wonderful synergy. We feel it, the people who hear us feel it, and we want to have the same feeling on the stage of Eurovision. Amen. So you convinced Jerry. No, we just get together and we write a song. Well, you know, as the guys were jamming, we've written a couple of songs. So you said like, no, I'm not gonna make it. So you said you're not gonna make it, and I said like, well, let's do it together. Maybe you're gonna make it with me, with my support. Well, we've seen this opportunity. We've seen Europe greeting us with our songs last year, with our hits, with European artists. It's a super opportunity. Why not try it? Well, you see, I have things to say. That's the main thing when you have something to say. So, a couple of words about your song that we're about to hear today. Well, not now, but on YouTube. So, what can I say and what I cannot? Well, look at Oksana and she's gonna tell you what you can say. Well, you can say anything. Alright, here you go. Okay, well, it's a responsibility, so it's my responsibility, right? Alright. Well, it's just a small teaser from what I would like to tell you is about unification, about union, about the way how important it is to get united. Ukraine is an example of unity. We impressed all the world with it, and we have to continue doing it, because when the world is united, this is when we can fight the challenges that the life poses for us. And now we're missing it all around the world. You see, the wars are going on everywhere, and Ukraine is one of the epicenters of such events, where such events are unfolding. With the wars going on, we have the full right to say so and to be on the stage of Eurovision. And we had here a cool situation behind the curtain when we were told to walk out in the alphabetic order. When we've said like Alona goes first, but my name is Alona and her name is Yana, so she's in the end of the alphabet, so we've united the whole alphabet, and Ukrainian women are an example of how people should unite, because there is a lot of things that are carried on the shoulders of a Ukrainian woman, so we can talk about it with the song, because it's something that we can do, me and Diana, it's our vocation in life. And we can, with our song, we can remind in Europe that yes, there is a war going on and we need some attention to it. Well, thank you. So who's gonna draw? So why me? She was drawing it 2 times and now she's got yet another chance. Alright, just face everybody so everybody sees that you're pulling it from the jar, not from your sleeve. Yana? This one? Yes, this one. No, it's not going to be your responsibility. Is it 9 or 6? It's a 6. Number 6. Cool number. Yana is super. Take it for yourself. So, Alona and Jerry Hale, national finalists, and they will be going under number 6 in national final, so leave the microphone. Thank you very much. Then comes Anka. Your applause, don't forget the applause. Hello. Well, first of all, I want to greet you because you're a joker, if I may say so. You know, on one hand, all those 10 people behind you, they were calmer because they were on shortlist and they were calmly expecting for this day, and then they were waiting for the 3rd of February, and you had a little bit more of agitation, more worry, but you talked about more there are pluses. So what's your attitude to this situation? Well, you know, there were more pluses and more hate, as we've said, more hate, more stress, so it's a balance everywhere. But I'm happy that it happened to me this way, because as an aspiring artist, for me it's a place to train, to get rougher, you know, everything that was going on within the last month, it was cool to me. Well, as an aspiring artist, as you say, you've just changed your pseudonym recently, you're Anka now. Previously you were going by your own name. Why did it happen so? Well, there's a lot of things. I love music a lot. I love it from my childhood. I'm in the music everywhere, and I was mixing a lot of styles. I had pop rock, songs in English, ethnics. I had a lot of those mixed things. So after The Voice, I appreciate it a lot. I realized that I want to every song I add ethnics. I cannot live without it. I want to bring it to the global stage in my sound. So we've changed to Anka, and we've decided that it's going to be a project based on ethnic songs, on national flutes. So the song is about emotional fluctuations, all the tribulations, burning and falling. It's okay to fall, it's okay to weep, it's okay when things go out of hand, because it happens to everybody, but it's only us who can, regardless of everything around us, to pick ourselves up and go and keep burning. Well, look, now you're not going to wait for yet another month, you're the second one drawing your number. So, Anka, a finalist of Eurovision 2024, will go on the number 4. Thank you very much. Drevo. Max, hello. Just before we've started, you said that we get our haircuts from the same barber, but I see you were visiting him just yesterday. Well, they said you were late yesterday. Wait, and you've made it on time. You see, that's a hell of a responsibility. You were preparing to today's meeting. So look, today at the beginning we were saying that there are artists who try to make it to Eurovision for an umpteenth time, and they're coming closer to their goal. This time you're going through long lists. Meanwhile, last time you were stopped there. So what were the lessons learned? What were the mistakes that you've corrected, or something has just changed inside that made you go through all those stages? Well, first of all, hello everybody. And as you've properly mentioned, last year I didn't make it through shortlist, but I think I've done a great job on myself. I've grown older, some thoughts have changed, my opinions have changed. So usually when people experience something goes wrong, they cannot make it. You have to learn lessons from those situations. You have to learn on your mistakes. What I can tell in the relation of this year's draw, I'm happy to be here. I cannot say it was a goal for me, but I've made it though. So just a couple of words about your song. Well, it's called Endless Chain. It's not just a song, it's about resilient spirit and the will, the strength of will, and the biggest goal of Eurovision. And my goal is to have Ukrainian music make the world united. So you're singing in English here. That's your first song in English. Well, those that were issued previously to the platforms, yeah, they were not in English, so my congratulations with the first song in English. Well, last year too, last year it was, but it's not on the platforms anymore. So how come you didn't preserve it? Well, I've saved it. You said it's a hit, so I keep it. It couldn't be issued last year. So the draw. Drevo? Should I put it? You can do it. So Drevo will go under number. Look, how's everybody waiting for it? Number 5. Look, we're filling the middle. So take this number for yourself. Now we get 4, 5, and 6. So all of the middle is taken. But the first, well, who wants to be the first? Maybe we give the number 1 to somebody who volunteers. Well, as long as it's nobody, then let's draw it. Ingrid. Well, we can say welcome back to you. Welcome to the final of Eurovision once again, 2018. So since 6 years have passed, but there is a stability about your participation in Eurovision, which is it? Melvin. Well, we are happy to see each other. It's cool. It's such a throwback to the past. We have common jokes, but okay, who follows whom? Are you following me, or am I following you? I don't know. It's just the fate that brings us together. Well, nobody follows anybody, of course. So what has changed in your art within the last 6 years? What is the reason for you to win this year? Well, in fact, yes, I want to win. 6 years ago, when I was taking part in Eurovision, there was no such thought, there was no such aspiration. But now a lot has changed. I lived in a different country. I fell in love with a man who is currently in the ranks of the armed forces. A lot of opinions has changed. I've grown older. I've started looking in a different way at Ukraine. I started looking at people at different angle. I started accepting my art in a different manner. But I realized that I just cannot live without art, but I keep making songs, and I realized I want it. I have a spirit, I have a desire, I want to share it, I want to give something to the people. So the song is called Keeper. What is it about? Well, don't just confuse it. It's not Kipper, not Cyprus, not a country. But, well, what I wanted to say, talking about Alona, I told her I won't make it to Eurovision any single time once again, but here I am, and talking about the girls, your idea resonates with me. I'm a woman too. I've written a song about my feeling, about some womanly things. Within the last couple of years, I was studying myself as a woman. I was studying the way I'm growing up. I was studying my attitude to the world, to the man, to myself. And I cannot help but saying about it. A lot of people may accept it in the way that they or perceive it in the way that they want. I've read some comments about me speculating on the war because, you know, I can do it. The closest people to me are my loved one and my father and their military, and I was thinking what I can do as a woman in this situation in the country. What I can do is to get united with other women. We may radiate light, we may cherish this light inside ourselves, we can grow in these lives, and this inner light, this is something that I want to share with the people. I think that you will understand a lot from the lyrics, from the video, because everything I want to do is to share things I can do with the people. So thank you. Now let's draw your number. So 6 years ago I was the first. I don't want to be the first one this time. So Ingrid will go under number 2. You're moving forward. Thank you. Thank you. Melvin. I'm happy to see you. Don't you feel cold? Well, it's okay. Are you wearing a jacket? No, this is how I've come. Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon, well, everybody knows Melvin perfectly well, even our foreign spectators from abroad. So you know what it's like, but surprise, surprise. But the question is, why again? So let's see it, because it's difficult. Why again? I was asking myself this very same question. In fact, when you're 26 and when you realize that life is changing and everything happens in your life for the first time, we make first mistakes, we fall for the first time, we cry for the first time, we win and we lose for the first time. And when there is diabetes knocking on your door and you realize that all your life can fall apart, and you think, well, why the hell would I be afraid? And I realized that is the message of me coming here for myself, this message for myself. I'm happy to see all of you here, first of all. It's my pleasure to have some of your songs on my playlist. You are about my aspiration. You are the future of Ukrainian music, and it's an incredible fucking pleasure for me. So keep dreaming. Don't be afraid of anything. We will go through all of those things that we make it for the first time. Well, you're saying it in a way as if it's future and you're already past. You're saying you are the future of Ukrainian music and you seem to be a veteran here, or what? Well, I'm an old school person. Dude, you're 26. Everything is only starts for you. So during the last final, you were under number 2 in 2016, but then in 2018 you were going under number 6. So do you want any specific number today? Well, no specific desires. Let it happen in the way it's gonna be, come what may. So you say the song is called Dreamer. So what do you dream about? I want the people to dream. I understand that my personal dreams, they are supposed to come true under the pressure of society. The people forget about their dreams, or this pressure steers them away. And it's important to look your way and to say, like, don't give a damn about taking the 17th place, but create some different future for yourself. Make it from the scratch. There's nothing terrible about that. So this song Dreamer is about all of us, about all of the dreamers who start their way for the first time. We are born for the first time, you know. So let's draw. God help me. Melvin on the 3rd of February will be going on the number. I like this number. It's number 7. Can I take it with me? Yes, sure, you're supposed to. Thank you very much. Number 7. So we don't have a lot left. Nahaba. Oh, you have quite an ardent support here. Hello everybody, hello everybody. And hello from the 40th Aviation Brigade, which is not so far. So but basically I'm not supposed to be here because we have training flights there, a lot of work, but it just happened so that they were done a little bit earlier. So I've come to my commander and I asked him maybe I can go there, and he let me go. So we do appreciate it, because even before the beginning of today's event we knew that Andrei was not supposed to be here. Well, we found it out 2 hours before that he would be able. So on the 3rd of February, are they gonna let you go? Well, 100%. And did you mention May, just in case? Well, for the time being, I'm a little bit self-conscious about that. Well, alright, I know that. Let's dig a little bit. Well, you've been together for a long time. You were a couple. Now it's Eurovision. And it seems like the military are gonna let Andrei do some rehearsals, because you have to rehearse, you have to spend a lot of time together. Maybe something is going on between you again. Well, in fact, I don't know. I think our relations are the human relations that are based on this creative energy, on building something in the musical way. We were together, but we were spending all the time for music to create something new. There is something that unites us and is the most important thing for us. It's something that keeps uniting us, because within the next couple of years we've went through a lot of difficult things together, both in our relations and in the project, but we've kept the project together because the creativity is the most important thing for us. Nahaba is both our child and our parents that drives us during our life, during the time that we are on the stage. Yeah, and this song is about that too. Well, it's cool to have the creation take over and you continue your creative way together. Well, you know that the best numbers are already taken. So let's see what happens. All right, so let's draw. So Nahaba. In the final, Nahaba will go under number 11. 11, we were saying that we want to be the last ones. Nahaba, thank you, Nahaba. Nahaba hears us. Thank you, number 11. Then comes Nazva. The band Nazva, well, but the main question is, where's the band? Well, it just happened so that Nazva is two people and Pablo didn't make it logistically, and Yaroslav Yarovenko, the artist of the band, he is studying and he's passing an exam right now. He's studying to play a violin. Well, so he's an exam? Yeah, right. Well, but do the guys know that during Eurovision they are not going to sound live, with the trombones or violins or whatever you have. Well, trombone is something new, but yeah, really the guys play live every single of their concerts, and during every interview they say that they study to play against phonogram. They are ready to reconcile with this Eurovision responsibility, and they studied to play against phonogram. Well, they are going to sing live, so what are they gonna sing? Tell us about the song of Nazva. The song Slavic English, it's a kind of a joke style song. It's created by the inspiration made by the memes made by Ukrainians. So the Nazva decided to create a meme, and they thought that it's a cool way to send it to Eurovision because it's a way of Ukrainian self-reflection now. Alright, so let's see what number will Nazva go under during this year's final. Number 3.
Класс, все, забирай.
Cool, take it with you, thank you. So the lucky one is still down there. Skylar, well, don't wait to be called. I feel it's gonna be one right now, so let's check it. But before we do check it, you were on the long list last year, and you were there with the song, kind of classic for you. Well, for the beginning of my creative way, but okay, so what is the beginning? I think it was starting with Вечорниці, my last year's application, and this time are absolutely different. They cannot be associated in any way, so it's interesting for me how will the spectators of Eurovision react. Well, there is reaction already. Well, the reaction is pretty cool. There is already there's a lot of messages and they were saying like, I used to be a hater, but I'm a fan now. It's a cool trend, right? So for what I understand, you've created this song specifically for Eurovision because it's absolutely out of your style. Yeah, we've created it with a huge team, with a number of authors, and we were making this song specifically for Eurovision. Well, after Eurovision, regardless of the result, are you going back to your style? Well, my creations are very experimental. I play with the styles and change the styles, and what I've prepared for Eurovision, it resonates with myself, and I hope to have songs like this further on my way. So number 1, well, I don't know, I just feel it. It's just the law, the way it works. So Skylar, during this year's final, will go under number 8. Hooray! This is my favorite figure. This is absolutely my favorite figure. I was born on the 7th of March, right by the side of an 8. I'm real happy. So take it for you, and the one is still there. And we proceed to Yagodi. Greetings. Well, explain it a little bit for us. We don't understand what is the number of members of Yagodi. I've seen 6, I've seen 5. Here there are 2 of you, so in Eurovision there can be no more than 6. Well, it's gonna be 5 of us in Eurovision, but it's infinity of us in reality. Okay, where's the rest of you? We keep them in a locker, locked, so they don't run anywhere. So where's everybody? Well, Sophia is sick, someone is abroad, someone is busy working. So, okay, how are you gonna make it when everybody is scattered all around the place? No, rehearsal is a sacred thing. Everybody gets together, we have things organized. Well, Tsunami was the right way to call it. Tsunami, what is the song about? Tsunami is a made-up word made up by a composer who's written this song, and it's a water element represented by woman. For what I understand, there will be a lot of songs during the national final about the woman's strength. Probably I cannot say so, but you know, the woman's womanly force is a womanly force. It's the perfection of all of the perfections. Well, the womanly force first, well, let it be even the first one. So the band Yagodi during this final will go under number 10. Well, that's cool. Well, I was reading a lot of numerology today. We were waiting for this 10. Yeah, we were waiting exactly for this 10. Well, so the situation plays in your favor. We have 2 numbers. One will be taken by Yaktak, another one by Zifferblatt, so Yaktak comes first. Hello, Yaroslav. Good afternoon, everybody. It's my pleasure to see you here today among the participants, but let's proceed directly to your creation, because I think that there's no single person in Ukraine who wouldn't have heard your songs. Well, it's a pleasure to me. It's cool, it's classy, but they are very lyrical and intimate. Well, they're different. Come to my concert and you see there is a lot of movement there. Well, I've seen videos. It's real cool, but what we've seen here, those 15 seconds, we've heard the word tense there, some la la la. So is it going to be a fun song or what? So the question is about the sound. You know, when I seen it, I have a fire burning inside me. It's going to be a more of a drive sound than a fun sound. My creation is pretty different. There are slow ones, there are such as folk songs, as Poglet or Silhouette. Well, there's a lot of songs. I'm not going to cover all of them, but this song La 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 is about myself. It's a part of me. So the main question, is there gonna be a guitar? You're gonna see it. So there is an intrigue. So there are number 1 and 9 left. Which one do you like better? I don't really care. That's a lot of confidence here. So here comes number 1. So you're gonna be the one to open the final of National Eurovision. Zifferblatt, there is no intrigue around it, but please come here. Guys, you can draw the number right away, so there is no intrigue all around it. You just are supposed to demonstrate it to everybody. Number 9, no surprises. So Zifferblatt will go under number 9. So this is the final that we're gonna have, friends. So let's talk a little bit about you, about your song, The Place I Call Home. This is the name of the song. Yeah, exactly, this is the name. Well, things seems to match so far. So what is the place that you call home? I personally call 18 Jordanska Street, where there are my favorite carpets, where there are my friends, where there is my language, where there is my culture. Ukraine, all in all. Well, we may put some more beautiful frame around it, but is the song about Ukraine, or isn't it safe to say so? I'm giving the floor to my colleague, and you're gonna get surprised. I don't talk a lot on behalf of our band, but in this case, I was responsible for writing the lyrics, so Basically, this song is related to my feelings that I haven't seen my relatives for more than 2 years, those who left abroad, or almost 2 years, I'm sorry. It's a song about those who keep their homes in their hearts even if they don't come back. So the essence is that we should find out what is a home for a person. We will reflect on it before we come up on stage, because this is the question that I cannot find an answer to even for myself. And during any media activities, we will research this topic and we hope on some decision of the society, probably not only ours. You probably heard that you're not gonna play live in Eurovision. Did you make it learn? No, this is the way we do it. So you're quite an experienced band. Well, thank you guys. Well, I want to thank everybody, in fact, because we know all of the numbers now under which our finalists are going to go this year. The principal component is over. Do we have a little bit more time? Well, it's 12:51. Not to have this process extended a lot, we have 9 minutes for the questions, and we have more time to talk to those with whom you want to talk further on. Do we have any questions on the floor? Microphone, please. OGEE, official Eurovision fan club in Ukraine. Good afternoon. My question is whether the tickets for the draw will be available for the public. Thank you very much for this question. Let me remind everybody that Eurovision, the national draw, is going on during the full-scale war. This is why the security issue is on the first place, and due to the security issues, it will be a closed event, and even the place of the event will not be announced, to make sure that all of the artists and everybody who is present at the location are safe and secure. Well, obviously we want the spectators to be in the studio, but we realize all the risks. So probably we can make it for the children's Eurovision this year, and for sure for the next year. Well, it's cool. We have no questions. We've made it. A lot of thanks to everybody. A lot of thanks to our artists. And rushing a little bit ahead, I want to say that at least 10 of you, one of you will have an honor to represent a country in Eurovision. So right after Eurovision, don't say never ever again, all right? Please don't do it. Look at Melovin, look at those who stopped in the long list previous time. It's a cool story. Eurovision is a fantastic story. It's way more than a musical contest. Believe me, as a person who's been there for more than 20 years, it's a philosophy. And last year's Eurovision in Liverpool on behalf of Ukraine, with the slogan United by Music, which has become a permanent slogan for Eurovision, was quite a vibrant evidence that a lot more can be done with music rather than with the actions and activities of politicians and diplomats. So with your lyrics, with your hearts, you can do a lot more than some people are trying to do. Thank you very much. Thanks everybody. Glory to Ukraine. Glory to the heroes.
Ми все.
That's it, guys.